We're going to continue now with our topical guide to the Bible, and we're going to go in a different section this time. We might even do more with it. First of all, we've moved from one section to another. The section we're dealing with now is called Christian Living, and the first section under that with the large number one is having faith in God. That's one category in Christian living. And then under that is believing in God and trusting Him. And then they have several other sections under that, which are among them a description of faith. Now, that is where we're going to be. Now, in that section, we're going into section 3 of the description of faith, which says, faith is complete allegiance, naturally, to God. Now, that is given, there are several in there which are given for complete allegiance. The one I'm going to be dealing with today is the Gospel of Luke, chapter 14, verses 25 to 33. But I'm not going to read them in the usual version today, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to use what you see here as the expanded Bible. Why I do that is because when you're reading it, it gives you alternative words to make very clear what the words are now that you are reading from. So what I'll do now is read that section from this. And you will notice here how we have other words used to convey the meaning of the words that come to it. So this is what I'm going to read to you now from this one. This is from the 14th chapter, beginning with verse 25, and we're going all the way to verse 33. So I will read that now and then give you an idea. This gives you an idea of what this is about. It said, large crowds were traveling with Jesus, and he turned and said to them, if anyone comes to me but does not hate or loves more than me, Jesus is using a hyperbole to emphasize his point. My father, mother, wife, children, and brothers and sisters, or even life itself, or his own life, he cannot follow me or be a disciple. Whoever is not willing or does not carry his own cross and follow me cannot be a follower or disciple of me. If you want, for which of you who wants to build a tower, you first sit down and decide, calculate, figure out how much it will cost to see if you have enough money to finish the job. If you don't, you might lay the foundation and you would not be able to finish. Then all who would see you would make fun or mock or ridicule you, saying, this person began to build, but he was not able to finish. If a king is going to fight, meet in battle, wage war against another king, first he will, or will he not, sit down and plan? He will decide if he and his 10,000 soldiers can defeat, engage in battle, the other kings who had 20,000 soldiers. If he can't, then while the other kings are still far away, he can send some people or an embassy and a messenger to speak to him and say for terms of peace. In the same way, you must give up everything you have to be my follower or disciple. Now, that is the one bit of scripture that was given in that other Bible that we are using, that Christian living in that topical Bible. And I've read it in this expanded Bible so you can hear there some other words that help understand it. Now, you see, there is an emphasis on complete allegiance. So you see some of those things where what has happened in this dialogue, or actually parables that Jesus has used, he gives extreme examples of what it costs to be a disciple. So a complete allegiance that is in this Bible, Topical Bible, is a very good heading for all of those. Now, as I mentioned before, using other Bibles also to read how they word that or not, and also get more from it. I didn't mention this expanded Bible before, but I do recommend that as a very good way to understand the depth of the word. But also, I mentioned we might use some other Bibles. For example, we might take this here Thompson Chain Reference Bible, which of course you all know about and we have used before. Now, if you take that Thompson Chain Reference Bible and you go to the exact same place where this happened, and you go to the exact same verses, naturally, what you get on the side of each of these is those places where you have everything by the subject, and it tells you where to look for it in the back and even where to go for the next example. Now, for example, if we begin with verse 25, where it says there was a great multitude, and if a man come to me and hate his father and his mother and wife and children and his brother, and yea, in his own life, also he cannot be my disciple. Now, what does this say? Here are some of the sayings on the side of this in this Thompson Chain Reference Bible. On the top, it says the cost of true religion. Then it says multitude, Christ teacher, self-denial, self-sacrifice, leaving all, God's claim first, discipleship, cross-bearing, followers, Christ's example, and again, self-denial. Now that only goes through verse 25 through verse 26 in this Bible. Now we will stop here and give you other examples of how some of these other Bibles can give you an in-depth understanding of just a short segment. We will return.